All right, what is going on, guys? How are you all doing today? How is the Wednesday going? Just trying to get situated. I had a really cool video that I just posted on TikTok that I want to talk about, and it's if color matters in a bowling ball cover. I actually got a really good answer from somebody who actually does deal with core design. So really cool answer to that. But I want to get everything situated here. Hope you guys are having a really good Wednesday. We are here again talking everything and anything bowling. We didn't have a crazy amount of news this week. No drama. One ball announcement that we're going to get into quite a bit that I think I want to try to check if you guys are excited about or not. The hype level of the new Primal Ghost that got announced is lower than anticipated. I thought the hype level was going to be through the roof, but it doesn't seem like it is. So I want to check with you guys where that's at. I want to talk about which brand is most popular. I did a very, very unofficial poll on what your guys' main brand is going into this upcoming league season. And I got some surprising results. I checked YouTube and TikTok. We're going to get into those in just a second. Speaking of the TikTok, I want to get that going. Remember, if anything doesn't look good for the stream, if I'm too loud, if my face is too bright or too dull or anything like that, please let me know. I'd really appreciate it. But let me get this going. Actually, I want to not do gaming over there. I was doing some gaming stuff. Which brand is most popular? And boom. Okay, there we go. All right, let's check out who is all hanging out in chat right now. We got a lot of people hopping in already. Thank you, everybody who's jumping in for this great Wednesday. The one lefty bowler, you said you're making a paper about the urethane ban. That's a really cool idea. There's a lot of cool things you can get into with that entire situation. I know even back in high school, I wrote a paper on bowling. I wasn't in bowling really. I was interested in the sport, wasn't doing it that much, but I did write a paper of the decline of bowling alleys and bowling centers, which was really, really cool. Fun fact, bowling alleys were the easy marketing gimmick or the easy way to make money back in like the 50s and 60s. So that's why there are so many of them, and that's why there's closing more and more and more. Let's see. Joe, what's going on? Primal Ghost is going to be my Halloween costume. You could be like a T-Rex dinosaur or something, like a zombie T-Rex. It'd be kind of dope. Don Dickey, what's going on? Just got your Jackal Ghost. Love to see that. Rob D, pockets feeling lighter already. Hey, that's okay. That's fine. That's okay. Let's see. Lorenz, I have a Raptor Rush and a Tundra Blue Fire. Is there any value in getting another symmetrical pearl? Oh, absolutely. You have the Raptor Rushers, which are like top of the top level strength, and then you have the Tundra, which is bottom of the bottom level strength. So you can find a lot of in-betweens there, Lorenz. Joe, I might get this one just to stash it. Something is bound to life cycle out soon. Oh, absolutely. Yeah, 100%. It happens 2 to 3 years and your bowling ball is doing worse and worse. It's kind of unfortunate, but that is the game that we play. Pool, 7 a.m. from the Philippines. Never miss these goated streams. Hey, thanks for hopping in, Pool. Really appreciate it. Good morning to you. Way to hop in very early in the morning. Don, what's up? The one left-handed bowler. Primal Ghost or Primal Shock? That's kind of the big question right now is which one is better? Because they're very similar. Like both bigger, solid cover stocks, both with that primal core. We haven't seen the Primal Ghost go down the lane enough, and I haven't seen a single comparison from all of the reviewers, which is really unfortunate. That's one of my biggest things when you review a bowling ball is make sure that there's comparisons. Just watching the ball go down the lane on some random pattern 20 times doesn't really tell us what it does. But so far, I have no idea. The Primal Shock was really good. The Primal Ghost scares me, like I said in my video, solely because the cover is so strong. The cover is very strong compared to the Primal Shock. So I'm a little worried it's going to be a little bit too big of a mismatch. But I hope I'm wrong. I really do. I got to open my drink of the day, by the way. It is a Kickstart. Not too much caffeine for 6 p.m. at night, but just enough. Pinspired, what is going on? Don, which brand is more popular, Hammer, Storm, or Brunswick? Which is an interesting question because I had to differentiate Hammer from Brunswick because there are so many Hammerheads who don't throw other Brunswick stuff. Very interesting. Duncan Kessler took second in a tournament on Saturday thanks to the purple slammer and the Sub-Zero. Nice. Congrats, man. That's awesome. That's really good to hear. Hey, Ken, what's going on? Hopping over on TikTok. Good to see you. Adelaire, got a Motive Venom Shock. Congrats. That's awesome. Honest opinion on the combat. You know, I think the combat is good. It is the one of the more unpopular balls of the ones released in August, unfortunately. But I feel like it's one of the better ones. It looks good. I just think it got overshadowed by a lot of other bowling balls. For some reason, the Infinity Quest actually is outdoing it, which is kind of shocking. Did not expect that in the slightest, but here we are. So yeah, very, very surprising at the end of the day that the combat isn't getting more love. All right, I gotta jump over here quick. Make sure I gotta open up my Twitch. Make sure my Twitch is all good to go. Looks like it is. Twitchers, what's going on? Rambo, I just wish I'd see less brand loyalty. It's one of the craziest things in bowling, man. I was watching, I was curious one day, so I started digging into some golf stuff and golf reviews, and there are very few sponsored golf reviews. Like people are getting stuff for free, but none of them are actually like sponsored by Callaway or Titleist or something. It's where bowling, there has not been a single review that is not sponsored in some way. Like everyone's getting the equipment, but most of them have a contract with Motive for, say, the Primal Ghost. The Brunswick balls, whenever they announced, because we had some teasers of those for some tour ball coming out soon. We're not really sure what it is yet, but Hammer teased the tour is coming, I think is what it was, or something like that. It's going to be all Brunswick guys or people that Brunswick specifically picks out to have the product. So yeah, a little bit interesting on that front, why it's so different. Let's see, Duncan, we hit. Sweet baby Jazzy B. I swear I'm cursed to not be able to actually view this live. Must tend to the kids. Oh, I'm sorry, man. No, luckily on YouTube, everything is still up and like it gets posted so you can watch it after. Okay. There is the first pineapple from JC and the second one from Don. Red is best, white is smoother, black is sharper, 100% guessing. Don, you are actually incorrect because they give a very engineer answer is what it is for does color matter? The answer is yes, but unpredictably, where all white bowling balls don't actually hook earlier, contrary to popular belief. All black bowling balls don't hook later or are rounder, contrary to popular belief. It's all over the board based on which ones do what. They all do affect the ball motion, sometimes very little, sometimes a ton, but we don't see that as customers because they test out all the bad colorways that don't work very well. And yeah, they all do different things. So if you put white into a ton of different bowling balls, different covers, they're going to do different things, which is very crazy to hear. It surprised me, and it shows I was wrong in some ways, which is cool to hear. And that's from an expert of the experts, which is good. So I will be spreading that information to the masses, to the absolute masses on that front. JC, 80% Motive, 20% Storm. I think I remember you commenting on it. Dad skates bad. What's going on? I mentioned last week, had first tournament on Sunday. My team took first. Hey, congratulations. Congratulations, man. That is awesome to hear. Really, really good to hear that. Really big congrats on your front. Derek, ball question. You love your Magic Gem. You're on your second one. Yes, and it is discontinued. What do you think is closest? 3D Assault and was looking at the Origin. 3D Assault is going to be pretty close. Otherwise, the RST Hyperdrive will also be close. The Origin's going to be a little later, little sharper than that old Magic Gem. So it's going to be, there's going to be a fairly big difference between those two balls. But we have a lot of people hanging out so far, so quick little plug. If you are new here, make sure to drop a subscription if you're on YouTube, or a follow if you're over on TikTok or Twitch. Really the best way to help support the channel. Completely free for you guys, just a one-click thing. And like I said, best way to help support the channel. Make sure to drop a like on the video as well. It's a great way to get this stream out to other bowlers. We want to be able to hit as many bowlers as we can to try to help them be better bowlers, be more educated, and just know more about what's all going on. So make sure to do all those things if you can. I'd really appreciate it. But let's keep getting into all of the lovely questions that are coming out today. We got a lot of questions already. We are popping off right now. Nickel, best mid transition ball. I'm liking my Ember right now. That's probably my favorite transition ball at the moment. Otherwise, what have I like? Vaporize has always been really good for me personally. For not just me personally, Crown Victory is looking really good as a later transition ball right now. Same with the High Road 40, the Primal Rage is good. A lot of those mid-level Pearl balls are going to be your best play. And James, thank you for the heart me over on TikTok. Appreciate it. Matthew, how should I attack 41-foot Chameleon? Chameleon is tough because it all depends on where you're bowling. If it's a lot of lane, if there's a lot of traction on the lanes, like they're just worn down lanes, you're going to have to use something bigger but a Pearl and play like around 15. But if they're very new lanes, you have a chance to be able to throw urethane. So it really depends. Really, really depends. Let's keep on trucking. Pool, I have one ball from each brand I'd like to get to try. Unsure which and what category. Hey, I would always recommend if you're going to try a new brand, try out the GOAT of that series. Like Motive, grab a Venom Shocker and Evoke Hysteria. Storm, grab a Phase 2 or a High Road of some kind. Brunswick, grab like a Black Widow, grab a Game Breaker, something like that. Vaporize, I think, is getting into that conversation more and more lately. I think a lot of good options. Maribeth, what's up? Yes, it is Wednesday. Aggie, haven't jumped on a live stream since the tat stayed away from bowling due to injuries. Hey, that's A-okay. Glad to have you here, Aggie. Glad to see you back in it. Gabriel, what's up? James White, so many balls that I can understand why the hype. Not great with all balls being close field. There are cheaper options out there. Yeah, I mean, it must work for Brunswick, so good for them to be able to have a lot of them that just don't do great. They're taking a different business model than like the Motives of the world. It's like two different sides of the spectrum where Brunswick says, give us all the bowling balls, and Motive says, we're going to drip feed you bowling balls. So both of them work. Both companies are still doing well to my knowledge, so good sign on that front. But yeah, very, very different ways. What's going on? Do you recommend conventional or fingertips starting out? It really depends what you want to do. If you're looking ahead like a year and you want to get into bowling, you're like, I want to hook it and I want to be able to go for higher scores, I'd highly recommend fingertip. It's going to be the best way to go. It'll give you that highest ceiling for scores. But if you don't care, you just want to throw it straight, want to shoot for those 140, 150, then go with conventional. Either one is going to be good. It just really depends on what you want. The ceiling is higher for fingertip where you can score higher overall. Overall, it'll be just a little bit better in terms of having more room to strike. The bread basket is XL Rockstar Road Warrior, a good league bag. Yeah, I think it's looking pretty good right now. Yeah, 1 pearl, 2 solids. Dawn, my Phase 2 is 3 seasons old. I may replace it with a stealth mode. Hey, that's okay. Not a bad play. I think it's a very good combo. Thank you. Yeah, you're welcome. Lorinsk, the hype compared to the Ghost and the Shock. Oh, he did. Good. Good. Yeah, he is like my hero. Charles is my hero in terms of somebody who actually compares a lot of the equipment. So that's good to see. It always bugs me when somebody's like, yeah, we got a 10-minute video and we throw the ball and we're live comming it and we don't really say much about the ball. We read the specs off of it, off the box, and then we just talk about our own game or just say, ball strike a lot. This ball's good. Like, that doesn't help anybody. If you ever hear guys say like right off the rip, like this ball's amazing after like 2 shots, don't believe him. Don't believe him at all. Lorenz said it was cleaner and more whippy. Okay, perfect. Ken, Hammer Vibe Series is best bang for your buck. It is up there. It is up there. Absolutely. Keto. I love the fact that SPI has something across the spectrum. Oh yeah, no, they all do a great job at having a little bit of everything. So that's one thing, one positive that all the ball companies have. They're all great. They're all really good in their own ways for different bowlers. Like every company has its favorite. I mean, when I looked at my numbers, I have 1,500, I think 15 or 1,600 total votes, and no company was below 20% of the votes. So out of the 3 main ones. So pretty crazy. Pretty crazy. Let's see. Where are we missing here? Ricky, where would you put the Rubicon UC2? Medium sharp category. Definitely going to be medium sharp. Let's see. Larry Tripp. Purple balls always seem to be great. Time will tell with the new Motive ball. I think it's just kind of a color that companies have realized, hey, if it's purple, it sells better. There are colorways that sell better. Like being in a pro shop, I have heard from others that pink bowling balls do not sell well a lot of the time. That's why you don't see many. White bowling balls don't sell that well some of the time. They usually have a big hype window and then they just kind of die out. What are some other colors that have sold well? Purple sells really well. Red sells really well. I think blue sells really well too, if I remember right. Oh yeah, it all depends. It's crazy. It's all about marketing too at the end of the day. Jim Ward needs some advice. 67-year-old senior. You're battling an injury with a sprained right ankle. Haven't been able to for 4 games. I'm having a hard time right now, only be able to bowl 4 games. I would recommend, I mean, you're probably going to need a little bit of a break. A brace would probably help in some way, but you're probably pushing off of that foot in a weird way, depending, or sliding on it, whichever foot it is. So I'd recommend checking out your footwork to find a way to have less pressure on that foot in some way, shape, and form. Brooke, my guess is, oh, Brooke, I missed your first comment too. My guess is those look more aggressive. Yeah, absolutely. That always helps. You just got to pop when you're on a wall in some way. Oh, Kyla, thoughts on the hammer vibe? The bubblegum is really good. The Arctic is pretty good. I'd stay away from the others if you see those. Ian, is swag made in Korea? Yes, swag equipment is made in South Korea right now. That is where it's being poured. Wayne, I'm 100% B7 and have stuff from all the brands. Seem to have saved they seem to save the best stuff for hammer. Yeah, I mean, like here, let's take that as a quick little transition to Kyla. How's the hammerhead? Hammerhead's really good. It's a little bit stronger. It's a little bit on the stronger side, but so if you haven't ever actually bought your own ball, I'd recommend going at the vibe. Please, spike ball or bowling. Both, obviously. No, I will struggle bus it on the spike ball train for a while. Matthew, have you seen the Vice Max Rev tape? No, I saw that Tajiri said something about it, but I didn't watch anything of what it actually does. All right, let's quickly go through some of the numbers, and then we got to get back because there's about 12 trillion comments over here right now. Okay, so I did a poll on YouTube and on TikTok, very unofficial. We had 1,300 votes over on YouTube, and Storm ended up winning the category, 650 total votes out of the 1,300. 650 people said they are throwing more Storm equipment than anything else. That's over on YouTube. 442 said Brunswick, 208 said Motive. So that one was about 50%, 30-some%, and a little under 20-ish% for Motive. Then we go over to TikTok, and this one's wild. TikTok, we had out of 200, a little over 200 votes, we had 80 people out of the little over 200 say Storm. We had 81 people say Brunswick. 46 people saying Motive. However, out of those 81 for Brunswick, 47 of them said just track. So over 50% of the people that voted for Brunswick said it because of hammer. I think I said track in there, but they said, I throw only hammer. I don't actually throw other Brunswick stuff, which is crazy to me because they're all made in the same place and they just put different logos on them. So if you throw hammer stuff, it's the same as a trackball, same as an ebonite ball, etc. So kind of crazy that YouTube is Team Storm. TikTok is kind of in the middle. There's a lot more Motive heads over on TikTok too. So very, very crazy. Very surprising results overall. 607, pretty much a 33% split amongst the three major ball companies. And that's a good way to do it. Try other stuff, like find what's your favorite overall. All of them make great stuff. Franchise, what's going to be comparable to the new Primal Ghost in another company? I'm thinking the Primal Ghost will be close to like a Phase 2 or a Rockstar reaction, is going to be my guess. I think it'll be a little smoother and a little earlier, but it'll be close-ish. Kurt, hope you're doing well. Hey, thanks, Kurt. I got called to help my friend's team on Wednesday, so I won't catch as many shows. I'm sorry for that. Hopefully we'll see you on see you in the after the post live videos. That'd be awesome. Pool, any tips on why my benchmark is burning out and hitting flat or leaving buckets on relatively fresh and oily pattern? I don't know if it's burning out then. It might not be burning up. It might just not be hooking. So I'd recommend try moving closer to the gutter to see what it does from there. James, gonna have bowling withdrawals. My Wednesday summer league is over and my fall league doesn't start until this Sunday or next Monday. You have like 4 days, man. You got this. It's fine. You'll be set. You will be A-okay. Yofo, what's going on? Help me get back into the big game. Oh, blah, blah, blah. I can't speak today, man. Wow. Struggle busing it. Okay, Yofo, help me get back into the game. I got burnt out. Take a break. Biggest thing is just take a break from bowling. Don't throw a ball for a while. Try to stay out of the game. Get your head on something else. Play some video games. Watch some movies. Do something that's not bowling, and then you'll end up falling back in love with it. So don't worry about that. Dave just got a Columbia Pure Madness. That thing is one of the smoothest bowling balls of the last 10 years by a landslide. Ricky, Storm has such a huge following, which is fine, but some folks are very biased. Track is underrated. Oh, everybody is. I mean, look at people who like wear Nike. Like me, for example, I try to only wear Nike shoes because I'm very biased towards Nike. Have I ever tried a Puma shoe? Not really. But I will always go out of my way to try to find a Nike shoe. But yeah, Hammer does have hey, bowling nerd, what's going on, man? Hammer has crazy brand loyalty. Yeah, I always thought Motive had crazy brand loyalty, but I think Hammer is number one in that regard. I think Hammer takes over in like, I don't want to say cultists, right? That's a very negative connotation to use, but it is very like, I will only throw Hammer. I will only look at Hammer bowling balls. That is all I look at. I will buy every Widow ever made. There's a lot of that in Hammer. There's a lot of it in Motive too. Storm and Brunswick, not as much. It's fans of both of those try to like branch out a little bit more compared to the others, but very surprising. See, Dan, righty speed. Oh, first of all, Gabriel, thank you for being a member for 2 months. Really appreciate it. Still waiting for the ghost. I'm trying to find that ghost, that original ghost flavor. I can't find it anywhere, man. I need to, but I can't. Caleb, what do you throw? I throw a little bit of everything. I don't have much Motive right now. I think I have 3 Motive balls. I have a Jackal Onyx and a Max Thrill, and ooh, I might only have 2. Yeah, I think I only have 2, actually. Huh. That's unfortunate. Yeah, I do only have 2 Motive balls. Okay, but then a little more Storm right now than Brunswick. I've gotten a lot of Storm stuff, especially with just getting that Cove and Ember. So I'm leaning a little more that way. Bear Jira, have you seen that Andrew Anderson video? I did not. I saw that he's back on YouTube. Unfortunately, the way YouTube works is if you don't post for a really long time and then come back, YouTube does not like that. They don't push your stuff to new viewers, which is unfortunate. But he kind of felt like he has a bit of a rivalry with EJ. Oh, absolutely. Yeah, I mean, everyone does. You always have rival, or you're always going to try to find a rival, especially someone better than you. So you have like someone to kind of aim for, and that's EJ's the greatest guy for that. Peter Potter. Ever heard of Kegel Condition Red for Lucky Strike centers? I have not. I'm sorry. I have no idea what that is. Jason, you ever see the movie Kingpin? I have not actually watched Kingpin. I am not a big like sports movie guy. They're usually very corny, so I've stayed away from them. I know a little bit here and there, but that's about it. I'm sorry. Derek Dial, glad I drilled the 3D Assault. Yeah, no, 3D Assault is awesome. It's super cheap too right now, which is weird. It shouldn't be, but it is. Ace, bowling in sports leagues and pattern is Broadway. Short or medium, trying to decide whether urethane will be best. Yeah, urethane is best on Broadway. It's like 35 feet. That's all you need. Steph, do you have a good app or way to track spare percentage? I believe there's a lot of like pin tracker type apps. I believe one's called Pin Pals. Lane Tracks might have it. There's a ton of different ways to track spares. I usually don't because I get too invested in the numbers. I'm a nerd at the end of the day with numbers, so I stay away from that whenever possible. Kai, league night with a new team and new center. Hey, good luck, man. Where are you at? Where are you bowling at? 10-pin toolkit. Yeah, 10-pin toolkit is one of the greatest apps ever made in terms of bowling stuff. They're incredible over there. They do such a good job. Bowling nerd, I use Lane Talk, but yeah, don't dive into the spare stats. No, it gets you down a bad rabbit hole. Like, it's nice to know which spares you suck at, but you can get too deep and then you destroy your mental if you're up there. Like, you've got a 3, 6, 9, 10. You're like, oh man, I only shoot 15% at this. I'm not going to make that. Like, you psych yourself out way too quickly. It's best just to go up there being dumb is usually how I try going at it. Like, forget anything that's ever happened in history on that spare and just try for it. That usually works a little bit better. For me, at least. Ricky Bobby Bowling, you bowling this weekend? I don't think there's anything to bowl around me in Minnesota. There really aren't many tournaments that I know of. If there is, I might try to hit one because I have a pretty quiet weekend of just recording a bunch of videos. So I might have to try finding one. Rev Dude, I just took a screenshot where it says I won a phase 2. I was wondering if I got this on my feed because of ordering a ball through them through you. Was it from Bowler's Mart, Rev Dude? I know there's somebody pretending to be Bowler's Mart right now. There's a lot of guys actually that are faking Bowler's Mart, so that might be it. Big weekend in Kansas City and Omaha. Ooh, I'll be down. Yeah, I'll drive down quick. Kansas City isn't that far. It's like 8 hours maybe. Not too far. Wayne, I remember on a Packy video, he said Track is the third best-selling brand. See, no one has those numbers. That's the problem. So, like, all the distributors do not say that information to anybody on who's the best-selling brand. So, like, I know I had somebody come in a while ago and say, I think said that Phil Cardinal, the guy who owns Radical, came out and said the Purple Hammer is like 98% of urethane sales or something nutty. Like, he doesn't have those numbers. Nobody does. Those are just fake at the end of the day. So make sure to take all those with a grain of salt, especially if it's somebody saying that their company sells better. Like, yeah, I wouldn't trust that. Really, I just got the new Aspire. Shout out Greg at A to Z Pro Shop. Hey, a Minnesota guy. Purple with yellow grips. Go Vikes. Nice. Love that. House hack. The 3610 is super easy when you pick it up. Oh, 100%. Yeah. No, if you pick up the 3610, it's so like, if you hit the 3 in the right spot, you're going to be 100% on it. Simple. I haven't shot a 3610 in a minute. I haven't shot a spare in like 2 weeks. Ooh, if I do bowl a tournament, it might be gross. Bowling Nerd B7 doesn't want competition between their own brands. They have a unified ball chart that they don't want to make public. See, I have heard that. Yeah, they have one, but they want everything kind of be separate, which I can see because Storm does the same thing, which is always weird. Like, one, Storm, they posted their cover guide and core guide, which was great, but they posted it through Chad McLean's Instagram, who just works at Storm. Wild way to do it. But when we looked at that, they had Storm, Global, and Roto all on separate charts, so you couldn't actually compare any of them together. So they're trying to do the same thing, but they're all made in the same. It's so crazy because, like, they're all made in the exact same factory with the exact same core designers. I believe I heard Brunswick has like 3 core designers or 2 core designers, 2 main ones or 3. Like, there's not many. That's for 7 brands, but yeah, the push is very interesting. I don't know. It's always odd. I always wonder what would happen if they just embraced it and went with it, but it might hurt sales. So I get it. It's kind of iffy. I don't know. Niall, did you hear about Landmark Lanes? I did, but I don't know much about it. It's very unfortunate. It sounds like the ownership sold out and then the new owners are just destroying it because it sucks, but bowling alleys aren't the best investment right now. There's much better money grabs out there. If you want to just get a get money quick scheme, so many better ways than owning a bowling alley. It's a lot of upkeep, just like movie theaters. Movie theaters are a lot of upkeep for not much money, especially with the movie industry being where it is. Kind of like bowling, kind of in the same spot, which is really, really unfortunate because that place apparently was incredible. So very unfortunate. Brooke, joining on YouTube for the first time. Hey, welcome, Brooke. I won 2 Brunswick balls at Junior Gold. I chose the Mesmerize and Crown Victory. Nice. Can you tell me about those? Yeah, absolutely. So the Mesmerize is the strongest bowling ball that Brunswick has right now. It is their top of the top strong line, and the Crown Victory is on the opposite side. It's on that lower, sharper end. So you have 2 extremes in some way. So if you look at the ball guide, like Mesmerize would be strong and smooth. I think that would be your strongest ball. Because I think if I remember right, you have a harsh reality. It actually will be kind of close to that, just a little quicker down lane. Crown Victory is going to be on that bottom end below like your Piranha line, and it's going to be more of a hybrid side, a little quicker also. Rev Dude, my first post on this chat was a question about Bowlers Mart doing a promo giveaway. Oh, no, that is a fake account. That is a fake account. Yeah. Bowlers Mart came out on their Facebook saying, do not reply to that. It's a scam. And I think the account's been taken down at this point, which is good. So apologies for that. Sorry that happens. I know there was a guy trying to be me as well at one point, which, I mean, come on, there's already one too many of me. You can't have 2 of me. It'd be terrible. Land of 10,000 10 pins. I'm sure anything that hurts sales is a no-go. Oh, 100%. Yeah. Even just the fear of losing customers is like, no. We ain't getting in that realm. Waniac, what's going on, man? House hack. They just don't want people to know that most comps only have like 3 to 4 covers. Well, no, I think it's actually the opposite, house hack, where every cover is different. I think they tweak covers 24/7. I don't think there's ever one cover formula that they use and they use it for years. Like R2S Solid, even the name R2S Solid from Storm, which has been on, the IQ Tour, Absolute Power, all these other good balls. It's not the same one ever. I think it's slightly tweaked every time. These guys are tweaking the ball reaction so finely all the time to try to create the perfect thing for their conditions. So I think it's actually the opposite, where all of them are so different. They think, well, this is useless to put 90 on a chart because there's going to be so many fine tweaks between them. Because those guys, I mean, these are full-time employees that are doing this. Like R&D guys, that is all they do. So at these ball companies. So it's absolutely crazy. Hey, Johan, what's going on? Thank you for the super chat. Appreciate it. You keeping up with the SLLM? Yeah, I'm trying to keep up as best I can. A lot of Americans are doing well over there. It looks like it's tough, though. Looks like it's really tough. I saw Yannick from, I think he worked at Storm, not anymore. Roos or Ross actually did well, shooting like -30 for 6 games, which he was like on the top 10. Crazy. Bowling Nerd, I don't post on Instagram and someone ripped my video twice on their channel. Oh yeah, it's so common. I mean, TikTok is just infested with it. And like, I'm not a fan of that kind of, using the joke of stealing content as a certain individual said about me. Like if you're just ripping the video and posting it, like that's a bad thing. Now, if you're using the video for something positive, trying to boost bowling, different story. But yeah, that is not good. And Instagram and TikTok is flooded with people like that. I mean, Malia Briggs has so many scam accounts out there. It's insane. I find like 3 on Facebook per week of a new one of her that isn't actually her. She'll post a picture, like the scam account will post a picture of like a hammer ball because the scammer has no idea anything about bowling. And then it's like, yeah, that's a fake. She cannot do that. Yannick, oh, he still works for Storm. Awesome. Just from his home country of Aruba. Oh, that's so dope. I didn't know that. I saw like a going away thing, so I thought he was leaving the company. But no, he was just going back. Okay, going back home. Okay, that's fair. That is fair. Let's keep scrolling a little bit. Delivery. I've won 5 balls from Bowlers Mart in the last 2 days. That's cool. Crazy. Congratulations. Yeah, on Facebook today, Bowlers Mart was giving away a phase 2 in exchange for answering 4 questions. Yeah, it's a scam. It's a scam, Rev, dude. Running a bowling alley to labor of love to a certain degree. Yeah, absolutely. And Brooke, I was looking to replace Sublime and Harsh. Those have a ton of games. Also slowly parting from Storm. That's okay. That's fine to try some different stuff. I recommend it. You're at an age where just try whatever you can, see what works best for your game, because your game is still evolving. So that's kind of the big one. That's kind of the really big one. The House Bowling has so many fake pages. Yeah, Packy doesn't keep track of those at all, and they just run rampant because you can report them as much as you want, but they're going to check the main account to see is this actually legit or not. So yeah, they run absolutely rampant. Travis Ramhoff, what do you know about the Storm Surge? The Tropical Surge is one of the weakest balls in bowling, so it's a really good entry-level bowling ball, but it doesn't have as much value past that unless you have a problem with your ball hooking too much all the time. That's when the Tropical Surge is going to be best. Also super cheap, which is a positive. Also very, very cheap. Graham, RA value alone is wildly different between covers. Yeah, there's so many differences. Oh, house hack. I mean, like E-Trax and R2S. Yeah. No, they're very small tweaks here and there between the covers. And then just with new name changes, because in marketing, if I say I have pencil called Papermate, nope, Sharp Writer. If I come out with a Super Writer, it's different. Maybe I just change the colorway to blue, but it sounds cooler and people will buy it, which is the fun part. Welcome to marketing, baby. It's a great place. It is such a fun place. Train Boy's #1 fan. I found an XL for $100. Is the Origin EX still justified? I would recommend the EX. The XL is a little touchier than the Origin EX, so I would still recommend it. And the Origin EX should be a little cheaper now. If it's not cheaper now, it will be in like a month. That ball's not doing well sales-wise, unfortunately. They have it on a lot of sales right now. Very unfortunate. It's Jack. Rev It Up Bowling came back to YouTube last month, and their new debrief series has been interesting. I saw he hopped on, but I didn't see what his new series was. I'm going to have to check that out. I'm definitely going to have to check him out. I'm glad to see him back. I didn't know him at all before his break, but seems like a good dude with a lot of decent ball reviews. So we'll always take more ball reviewers in the space because the level we have right now is just not, it's not at a level that we should be at in bowling. We should be at a higher level for ball reviews. They're just, I would love to see just that little bit more true like comparison between bowling balls with more fixed variables. I was talking to a friend about this and I asked him, he's a golfer, and I asked, like, what does golf do for reviews and what can bowling do to try to mimic that? Because golf reviews do so well. And he said the problem is golf has such few variables, especially if you go to like a golf sim, like the variables are gone. Everything's even and lined up, and you just switch clubs and it's the same person. You can see all the stats, the launch speed, the swing speed, all that jazz. Bowling, it's so hard because you need to have all the bowling balls and you need to have just the same exact condition. But the problem is the lane's always changing, so it's very hard to do. And also, house shots make everything look good. So anybody who does reviews on a house shot, it's going to look different than if it does on a sport shot. So he had the recommendation, we need a series where you have a left lane of house shot or right lane of sport shot, and you throw both bowling balls so people can learn what are the true differences, what makes these bowling balls different, and do actual comparisons. Because again, just seeing a bunch of strikes go down the lane, I mean, and that could be a house ball and it could strike a lot, and that doesn't help us at all. So I think that would be a really cool thing to do. For anybody out there who gets a lot of bowling balls, that won't be, unfortunately, in my future anytime soon the way it is right now. But if it ever happens, that's probably how I would try doing it. I think that would be a really good way for you guys to be able to learn a lot about bowling balls and just to learn what the equipment does. See what's good, see what's bad. Let's see. Brooke, SPI is just too strong. It doesn't take long for a ball to burn up. Also, my sister is a freshman at UAB, which is all Brunswick. Thought I might take the opportunity to switch with her. There you go. Yeah, you can always switch and try it out and then switch back if it's not working. It's always possible. So never worry too much. Never think too hard about like, ooh, man, if I switch, I can't go back. Like, no, you can always go back, which is good. You can always go back to the other one. Let's catch up over here quick. Thoughts on Train Boy, thoughts on potentially getting the Scorpion Strike Rev Dominant two-hander for medium sharp? Yes. It's $100 right now, by the way. The Scorpion Strike is on super sale. It was $125 for a while. I just saw it at $100 yesterday. Very surprising. That ball's really good in the medium sharp category. Highly recommend it. Highly recommend it if you need a medium and sharp bowling ball. For some reason, the Zen 25 is on sale for $150, by the way. Very weird. There's a lot of odd ball deals going on right now, and I don't know why. There aren't any bowling balls coming out right now. Like, they all just release. We'll have some announcements probably in the next week or so, but very odd. Very odd. All right. So let's catch up with a couple of the topics for today's video. So what I mentioned is which brand is most popular. Oh no, iBuild. Who's more trustworthy, Nick Brown or Lewis Naples? I'm gonna be blunt. I'm gonna be very, very blunt. Both of those guys have never said a negative thing about a bowling ball while they were either employed or while they were on staff with the company. So those are the ones you need to watch out for because it is more marketing than actually trying to benefit the bowler. So remember that. But big thing is which brand is more popular and why. Storm has been running away with the market for like 10 years, 15 years. That's just been a thing. Storm has been running away with it, but I ran a couple polls on YouTube and on TikTok to see, and that's not the case completely. Storm is still in the lead in terms of just people who are throwing it just based on our very unofficial results through the ZVL channels. But there is more Brunswick and way more motive than I expected. I thought it would be like 60% Storm, 30% Brunswick, 10% motive was my original thought. However, it's more like, man, it's probably like 45% Storm, probably 35% Brunswick, and then the rest motive. Like, it's kind of close. Very close right now. What does that mean? We actually have competition, and competition is good because it's going to make everybody try that little bit harder. So hopefully we keep seeing some really, really good bowling balls coming out that actually helps. Jerry, there's a reason why they're called the Bowlers Company. Absolutely. It's a great, I mean, put it bluntly, it's a great marketing like name. It works super well. If you can tag up, we are the Bowlers Company, like that sounds so much cooler than anything else Motive or Brunswick have. Like, I don't think either has any actual tagline. Hammer has hit like a hammer, which people adore, but I mean, that was when I was getting the results of these just through some comments on TikTok, the amount of nothing hits like a hammer I saw out of the 47 votes out of 200 that said they only throw hammer was kind of crazy. Jerry, all brands make great equipment. That's definitely something we can all say. Oh, 100%. Yeah. All the brands are absolutely dominating. Oh, I didn't change my name title on Twitch. Oh, it didn't connect. What the heck? Well, that's weird. Oh, Facebook didn't connect. That's unfortunate. But no, absolutely. All the brands make amazing equipment. They're doing, this is the best we've had from all three brands probably in the last 20 years is what it seems like. Like every brand is knocking it out of the park. Because in the mid 2010s, we had times where Brunswick was just not doing it. We had about 3 years ago where Storm was not really doing awesome right after all the bans of the soft equipment. Motive had a stretch where they were really struggle busing it when all their equipment was just super, super slow and early. When they had like the really bad Jackals that were coming out. I believe it was the ones before the Jackal Ambush. The Jackal Ambush was kind of like the end of the bad ASIM lines. But now they've been doing really, really well. Corbin Radical is unmatched by all. About that, Corbin. About that. I don't know. I gotta change my name on Twitch. Apologies. Let's go to just chatting. All right, there we go. Yeah. I don't know. Yeah, Peak Radical isn't even on the PBA. Radical has not been the same since Mo's been gone. It has been different since then. It's been a different route of things. Like I think the Snapshot Hybrid was my lowest view video for a preview ever on the channel. I think that ball has the least amount of just interest of any ball I've seen since I've been doing this. I've been doing this just mini ball review stuff for, man, what is it? It's August right now, for about 20 months, 19 months. That by far is the least amount of hype I've ever seen for a bowling ball. So a little unfortunate. Yeah, they do have some decent equipment. Guru Oracle looks pretty good right now. It's not getting hyped up at all, but it looks good right now. So that's good to see. What was another really good one? The No Doubt seemed pretty decent. Now, it used a very similar core to the Zen, which got a lot of controversy, but it looked like a good ball. Conspiracy, pretty good ball. Outer Limits were good balls. They just don't get that hype. I don't know. It doesn't seem like it's doing great. Now, I know on that lovely Wednesday podcast, they said this is the best year Radical's ever had, which is great, but the hype just doesn't seem to be there based on the general bowler. It's on the bowling community, not company community. All right, let's get it back over on what's been going on YouTube recently. Let's see. Don, I enjoy watching Lewis and Nick. Their content is entertaining. Creators I tried to pay attention to are Ron Hicklin, Luke, and Nick. DJ, it's between summer and winter league. Maybe that's the reason no new bowling balls coming out. No, this is usually like, these announcements are probably going to be pretty big that come out from Brunswick and Storm, which will probably be within the next 7 days, probably 5 days is my guess, especially with Motive just releasing the Primal Ghost. But I bet we'll have some big ones because now we're getting into the point of the year where bowling ball sales start to increase for a pro shop. So May, June, July, usually very, very slow months. You have the kids coming in for junior gold, but no one's really bowling in those months, especially in the Midwest like me. It's nothing. Jerry's putting in some eye emojis. He knows what's going on. He has a little bit of a clue of the new Storm announcement sometime very soon. But Yeah, we're getting into the point where pro shops are going to start selling more and more and more. I know we're prepping for it as a pro shop. That September, October is usually really big. We also changed our house shot over the summer. Last year, it was not a good house shot. Now we changed it to something a little bigger. If you guys saw that stream, we were throwing on it a little bit. Stronger equipment is doing a lot better. So we're expecting to have to sell a few more stronger bowling balls, is my guess. Let's see. Niall over on Twitch. My friend barely missed a stepladder at Junior Gold U15. I think 15th place. Oh, that's awesome. That is super cool. Love that. Kaya, I feel like my league is 90% motive. Wow. Are you in Michigan? That's usually where motive is dominating, but there are some little like parts of the country where it's just motive. When I was talking to the Virtue Bowling Supply guys, when I was at the Classic Pro Shops trade show last week, and they were kind of talking a little bit about like where their big areas are for different equipment, where certain leagues and areas are like motive only, where some of them are like more Storm and Brunswick. So it's always interesting to see that stuff. It's always so interesting to see why certain places only throw certain equipment. Kaya, I'm scared of the possibly picking up someone's Primal Ghost thinking it's my Jackal. That's, I think, the biggest miss with that Primal Ghost is I hate that it's the same colorway of a ball that's still in production. Like, I personally, if I had a Primal Ghost and a Jackal Ghost, I'd get annoyed so quickly if they were the same exact color. It doesn't matter much. No, it's just more annoyance. It's an odd choice. Like, I don't know, color matters so much in terms of sales, and it was an interesting option for them. Definitely an interesting option. Gabriel, I probably left about 20 10 pins today. Hey, good 10 pin practice. Good 10 pin practice. Ricky, Charles, and Luke run the game right now. And Jerry's not telling us, you jerk. Lots of other good ones. Yeah, no, absolutely. I mean, Charles and Luke, the big thing is they can stay unaffiliated with a lot of their ball reviews, which always helps. So you can explain a little bit more, which is always nice. Bowling Nerd, Black Widow Mania Hybrid is on the USBC approved ball list. I feel like it's going, so I think it's going to be overseas, but the reason is what Brunswick has started doing and Motive, they have asked USBC to not put new bowling balls on the approved ball list. Storm still does. You saw a bunch of things get dropped on the approved ball list from them like a week or so ago. You saw like an Ion, I think an Ion Max Pearl. You saw an Equinox Solid. You saw a Hyperdrive Pearl. You saw a Bright Yellow Optimum Idol. Might have been the Pearl. I don't really remember. There was an Idol and an Idol Pearl that got dropped. Like, they have a ton of bowling balls getting put there, where Brunswick and Motive have asked to only have them out once the ball is announced. So I'm going to assume no. And also, it sounds like that Black Widow Hybrid is selling like crazy yet. So I just don't think it's going to happen. I think it's raining here. What the heck? Yeah, it is. It's raining. Apologies if you hear anything in the background. I didn't realize it was supposed to rain. Corbin, the Identity X3, this time in green. I swear to God, if Storm has the audacity to drop another Identity in another, like 3 months after the last one, the community is not going to be happy. We can't get rid of our identities at our pro shop. Like, we have so many. We've sold one. We were talking to a couple other pro shops at the Classic trade show, and they're like, yeah, we can't get rid of these things. We had still some of the originals that were like people were getting a little more excited about, and then they announced the new ones and nobody cared about the old ones. So I don't know. We'll see what happens. Hopefully there are not many limited edition sales left. Of course, minus the Paint the Lanes pink balls. I think those are always an amazing idea and so cool by Brunswick or Storm. Sorry. So cool by Storm to do, but that would be interesting. Yofo, all my balls are 5 boards apart on a house shop. Well, that's a good sign. Your house shop must be maybe a little tougher, hopefully. DJ, love the Jackal Onyx for my style of bowling. Hey, me too, man. I love my Onyx. I never can throw it, but I love it. I really like the ball roll of that guy. Dawn, snapshot. Would I drill it if I got it for free? Maybe not. That's, yeah, I think when I got my last mystery balls from Bowling World, my biggest scare was, please don't give me the snapshot. I think that's what went through my head, because I just haven't seen that ball go down the lane at all. Like, nobody throws it. Johan, is it worth switching my Rattler NU to the level? It depends what you want it for. If you want it for a house shot, yes. If you want it for sport, you could just stay with the Rattler. It'll be okay. It'll be fine. Yeah, Fusion. When are we getting our checks? Yeah, it should be soon. You should be able to see what you got. It usually takes a little bit because they would be, I mean, that's a lot of checks to send out. That's many, many checks to send out. Jerry, Equinox Solid would be nice. An Equinox Solid would be so dope. That Equinox did well. So, like, a not crazy strong cover on it, like, make it the same cover but solid. I forget, oh, what's the name of it? A1S? Yeah, get an A1S Solid instead of Pearl. Money. Absolute money, especially because the A1S Pearl looks so good on the High Road 40. That's a sleeper ball right now, is that High Road 40. That thing's good. That thing's really good. I was able to watch Ryan Barnes crush with it every time he bowls. Don, I forgot to mention that I pay extra attention to your Arsenal videos. Hey, thanks, Don. Appreciate it. Appreciate it. Yeah, the Arsenal videos are fun. I'm glad you guys are really liking the Arsenal guide series, especially when I do like a speed dominant or rev dominant or just like everybody's arsenals, like viewer arsenals. So I'm glad you guys like those. We have a balanced one coming out next week. I waited until next week because I assumed that there were ball announcements this week. So far, we've just had motive, but we might have more. I'm assuming Storm might be Friday, either this Friday or next Friday, but not sure. Steven, I got his Tropical Surge. It covered a lot of boards and the lanes were not burnt. That's surprising. Huh. Must be a little more rev dominant, is my guess. Mike, is it even worth buying a new ball right now when they always release all the balls the pros will be using 2 to 3 weeks after a Midwest League start? I ain't buying nothing right now. Yeah, it's really up to you. Like there's always new bowling balls out and we never know what they're going to be. So you can kind of assume sometimes, but usually we don't really have a clue. Like usually big, strong ASIMs release in like November, December. The low end stuff releases in April, May, June. Like those are usually the themes we get. Right now is kind of the big wow factor bowling balls is around that August, September, October range. So it really depends what you're going for. Aggie should have a Storm announcement. I know there should be unannounced Storm ball at a matchmaker in September. I did just see, I think it was Virtue Bowling Supply then, who said, come try out an unreleased bowling ball this Saturday and Sunday. So that's why I'm like 99% positive that, 99% positive that there is a new ball that's going to be announced on Friday because Storm always announces their stuff on Fridays. Triple X, thanks for answering back on your video about ball color. I respect your response. Yeah, absolutely. So I actually reached out to that guy who's a core was a core designer, and I personally wanted to know, and he had a perfect answer of just yes, but there's no predictability in a color. So yeah, I think if you weren't here at the beginning of the video, what happened is one of the big questions with bowling balls is, does the color matter? Because you'll always hear in little places like, yes, the color matters, but there's never been definite proof of that. So you'll have like Belmo when the second identity got announced. He said, this one has a different colorway, which makes it hook later and be sharper. Or the Origin EX where 900 Global basically said this ball is ugly, but that makes it roll better. And then you'll have little things here and there of like the ball rolls differently. So I checked with somebody who's actually in the industry, like, hey, how true is this? Is this true anymore in today's age? Because Phil from Radical had a Radical rundown video on that said colors don't really matter anymore. That was like 3 years ago. So I went to check and he said, yes, colors do matter, but there's no predictability. White bowling balls do not roll earlier. Purple bowling balls do not roll better in any way. They just change. They do change the ball roll, but it can be different depending on the color. So when they go through their testing, they go through different colorways to see which one actually rolls better. And then they give it to the customers of whichever one rolls best. So something good to know is yes, color matters, but no, you can't really predict which color is best depending on the cover stock formulation or the cover stock creation. Because it all depends on what they put into that cover stock, because you can put so many different things in a cover stock. There's very few rules from USB-C blocking anything in a cover stock formula, which is weird. There probably should be, but there isn't. So I'd love to see that from USB-C. But yeah, very, very interesting thing that I learned on that. I was very, very excited to hear that answer, that that's actually the true scientific reason behind it, which is kind of hard to find in bowling. You don't find it very often. It's one of my biggest gripes. Like with my urethane talks, I had a lot of people saying, Well, mainly Brunswick people saying, yeah, this isn't true because the oil gets on the durometer. And it's like, yeah, but there's no proof of that anywhere. So this actually having it is very nice. All right, let's check back on Twitch quick. Kai, I'm from the DFW, or I'm in DFW. I typically bowl at AMF Louisville. It's a semi-annoyance, but I can think of the hilarity of it also. I wonder if this may be an indicator of Jackal Ghost being phased out of production. No, I don't think it's a good PR move for Motive to even not have it. Even if it's not selling, I don't think they can. I don't think you can get rid of that. That's like if the phase 2 stopped selling well. I don't know if, I mean, Storm would though. They got rid of the High Road Pearl. So maybe they would. I don't know. That'd be crazy if they did. It'd be really crazy. Big B doesn't bother me, but with B7 being made in Mexico, I'm surprised they're as popular. So originally, I think there were a lot of concerns because a lot of bowlers are very much, it's got to be made in the USA. Brunswick did that. There was a lot of gripe at the time, but it's kind of phased out where a lot of those people who really want made in the USA went over to Motive. But now Motive, of course, makes their Ascend and Aspire series overseas. Storm makes their Tropical Surges down in Mexico. So there is no true made in USA brand. They are all United States brands, like American brands. But yeah, there wasn't as much gripe as you think there could have been, which is crazy. Not me over here with 4 balls in my bag that have purple. But if you like purple, hey, that's okay. That's perfectly fine. That is a-okay. Ricky or Triple X. I agree. Too many. There should be regulations on what's in a cover. Oh, 100%. Yeah, 100%. I think that's the one. Like, we have very strong regulations on cores, but we don't on covers, which is weird. Too Tall. What's going on, Too Tall? I want to get a Primal Rage Evolution as a ball after my Venom Shock for a dry house shot. I think that's a good play. I would keep the same layout of 65 by 5 by 30. That'll get it pretty far down lane. And I think that'll pair well with the Venom Shock. Let the ball do the difference and not the layout, or let the ball be the difference. Andy, I like the format X in the Pit does. They do a first take, then another review after 50 plus. Yeah, I think the second review is a good idea. The problem on YouTube that unfortunately I've run into is once the ball is released, nobody cares. Nobody cares about that bowling ball anymore. So once that release date goes, your views just go whew. And the hard thing with the influencer game is if you don't get the views, you can't warrant buying the bowling balls. Because X in the Pit is buying all their bowling balls through their pro shop. They're not getting sent anything from what I'm aware of. So there aren't many people that are getting sent stuff. And if you don't get the and even if you don't get the views, companies are going to stop selling it because you're not showing it to many people. So kind of a tough spot to be. Actually, I should take that back. Companies don't do that as much. They'll send stuff to somebody who doesn't post for months and months and months and months, just thinking they do, but they don't. Big Mike, the bowling alley I just quit my job at is probably 60% Motive, 25% Brunswick, 15% SPI. Interesting. Don, the houses in northern New Jersey are mostly SPI and B7. Okay. Jack, I didn't even bother stocking up on identity. Sold an absolute total of 0. Yeah. ADHD, the identity should have been called the personality. That way it could have been multiple and nobody gets upset. Whiskey, you win comment of the day. Congratulations. Brooke, I have a tournament Sunday, 2024 U.S. Women's Open pattern number 1. I got you. Let me put away my thing quick. 2024 U.S. Open Women's pattern. Number 1. That's ironic. Oh, that's flat. Gutter with your purple hammer if you have that one yet. If you still have your purple, I recommend a purple. If you don't have a purple, I recommend a purple. That'll be your best play. Let's see. Nightcap and what's going on, man? Copper Drop, definitely my fave series. Hey, I'm glad you enjoy it. I really like making it. We'll have another one in probably a week and a half is my guess. I'll try to have it ready by like the 9th of September would be my guess is when the new one will come out. There's a lot of cool ball deals right now too. Bowler's Mart has dropped a lot of crazy ball deals, like surprisingly good ones. And Ion Max Pearl when? Hopefully soon. I feel like they're waiting for the identity hype to kind of go away, which the hype died within 2 days. But I think they're probably going to want to put that into the identity slot. Hopefully it's super angular. Storm doesn't have a very quick asymmetrical pearl right now. A lot of them are very rolly. Big Mike. I forgot to say I'm in Southwest Kansas. Oh, okay, okay. Colin, I have a harsh reality pearl. Would an attention star or evoke hysteria be too much overlapping? Attention star, no. Evoke hysteria gets a little close, but I think you're still good. Johnny Gutters. What ball would you pair with the Typhoon? No thumb, rev dominant. I would recommend like a weaker smooth ball. So you could go like Arctic Vibe, Hustle Earth, Ion Pro could be really good. Honestly, a Venom Shock if you want to try Motive. I think any of those will be a good play. Don, I would wait before picking up a ball. My impulse purchase was the Duo. It's a good ball, just not as versatile. Yeah, that ball got discontinued very quickly. Very, very quickly. Jen, what's going on? Physics Blackout is pretty quick. Not really super, super smooth down lane, especially if you keep it at what the surface is out of box. It's very, very dull out of box. So if you keep it at that, it's going to be really smooth and slow. But if you polish it, it gets a little bit quicker. I actually have one that I haven't thrown in a minute. I need to throw that more. I think that'll look really good on our house shot, not going to lie. James, I'm picking up a lethal venom soon. I'm planning on drilling it the same as the black venom and blue coral. I think that's a great idea. I think that makes a good 1, 2, 3 combo. Nightcap, and I'm going to trust the marketer. Just pick the pretty one. There you go. There you go. You got it down. You are a salesperson's best friend. I want the pretty one. Kaya, not me, or well, I should say 3 balls that are mainly purple-ish. Jackal Ghost, Venom Shock, and Evoke Hysteria. Yeah. And then your spare ball is purple, silver, black. Little bit of purple in there. Don, I wonder what they would do with all the test balls. It'd be cool to see a blue Black Widow or a yellow Primal Rage. It just costs a little too much, I think, is my guess. But yeah, that'd be wild to see. I would love to see, like, we made this all white Venom Shock. How does it roll against an all black Venom Shock? That'd be awesome. Whiskey, I think that B7 changed the way that they introduced color, which is different than SPI, which is why B7 colors aren't as important. Dyes versus pigments. No, he didn't say anything about either of those. So I think they're the same amongst companies at this point. Everyone's doing things similar-ish. There's a lot of differences in the creation, but I think the color-wise, it's pretty similar. Bearded Goat. Deviate and Radical are so underrated. I'll agree with Deviate. They make some good stuff. I think the Troublemaker series was awesome. I think the Hater Pearl is better than what we all expected. Radical, I don't know. Radical is, I have not met a Brunswick staffer in the last 2 years who has really liked a Radical bowling ball. Like, a lot of them are just like, meh, I'll sometimes pick one up, and when I do, it's just not that great, and I'm usually get rid of it within a couple months. So that's kind of the big problem. Did Joe, no overstock regulations, bring on the Teflon? Steven, a bit rev dominant, somewhat slow and big tilt. Was trying not to be on top of the ball. Yeah, that's crazy though that a Tropical Surge hooks that much. That's not good. Either your house shot puts out no oil, or yeah, you are just rapid on the ball. Rob D, it appears I might be a full roller. I'm working with a coach to see if it's my release. If I am, how much will my ball motion change if I'm change my drilling to full roller? It'll roll a little better for you. Everything will roll just like it does for a non-full roller. I would recommend, yeah, start with the coach, because you can fix yourself out of full roller easier than you'd expect. It takes a little bit of time, but you very much can. I was close to full roller for a minute, actually, and very much not anymore, but that is something you can trick yourself out of to a certain degree. Too tall. The layout change you suggested for my High Road Max worked well. Make the ball smoother and more predictable. Hey, good to hear. Love to hear that, Too Tall. Love to hear it. Yofo, gladly I went with the Jackal over the Identity. Good call. Bearded Ghost, thoughts on the Severe Collision. Severe Collision is good. It's just in a weird middle ground where, like, you have the special effect in that spot. You have the Infinity Quest. Now you have the Severe Collision. They're all different, but not enough to have a lot of them, right? You only want one of those. So, and do you really need a ball in that category? Not as much. Like, that's in between strong smooth and strong sharp if you use the channels terminology. It's not a great spot to be in. I think there's better options there. Wayne, what's the craziest ball roll you've seen? I've just noticed yesterday that a guy I bowl with goes sideways directly across the fingers. Whoa. That's wild. I have seen, man, what was the one crazy one I saw? It was a 4-inch, I think it was a 4-inch PAP by 4 down. So it was 4 inches over 4 down. So they were literally rolling Like, it was outside the fingers, but it was like, if this is the ball and the fingers are here, the ball was rolling like up here. It was absolutely crazy. I could not figure out for the life of me how they had that ball roll. No idea how they did it, how they released it to make that happen, but they were doing okay. They averaged like 170, so it's like good for you. That's kind of the cool thing with bowling. You don't have to do it the same way. You can do it wonky ways and still strike. Let's see. What are we missing over here? Dan Tendo, what's going on, man? Just drilled a Columbia 300 Antics. Ooh, that is an oldie. Super, super old ball. Bowling or something. I came back from editing a TikTok. Did I hear radical slander? Yes, you did. You 100% did. Welcome to Trash Talking Radical. No, we are not doing that. Although I would like them to make better stuff. Abby, any tips for hitting my target and mark on the lane? Yeah, one of the big ones is just consistency. Big one is consistency. The way you do that is using less muscle. You don't want to force the ball. You don't want to try throwing it hard. That creates inconsistency. Also, just trying to just like be a little calmer, try to get your hand in a consistent position, get a similar ball roll. That'll all help you a ton. Let's see, where were we at? George, after how many games do you recommend getting bowling balls cleaned up, resurfaced, polished? So, getting it resurfaced, I recommend like 30 to 50 games. Every 30 to 50 games, get a resurface, get that lane shine off of it. If you want to be a little more proactive, I would go 10 to 20 games. Get some kind, just hit it with an Abralon pad, get some of that lane shine off of it. For a cleanup, as in like detoxing it, I'd say 100 to 200 games is when you should try detoxing it a little bit and get a full resurface on it. But those are probably my recs, because resurfacing is more important than you think. The most important part of a ball reaction is the surface it's at. That matters more than anything else when you're throwing a ball. Don, I guess I like orange, Black Widow 3.0 and Harsh Reality Pearl. There you go. Not many people really like orange on a bowling ball. You know, shout out the Idle Helios, which was a pile of doo-doo, except for 6 games for me, where I averaged like 250 at a tournament. 299s. After that, nope. Thing was bad. Big B, I have both the Evoke Hysteria and the Attention Star, and the Hysteria is definitely earlier and smoother. Okay, yeah, that makes sense. That Hysteria has a similar core but stronger cover, and its motive, which rolls earlier than Storm. If you guys ever are curious, right now, the way I see it is motive, well, technically swag is the earliest and smoothest bowling ball reaction. Their stuff is so smooth and slow. It is insanely slow down lane. Then you go to Motive, who's a step above them. Then you go to Storm. Then you go to Brunswick, who's actually the cleanest and quickest equipment on the market. Kind of crazy. It never has been like that, but that is where it's at now. Sealands likes the HK22 Conspiracy. Oh, yeah, and you like the Rack Attack, too. Ooh, that's a throwback. That I remember that was right when I started bowling, is when the Rack Attack got a little bigger, and everybody wanted me to throw the Rack Attack because it'd be Zach with the Rack Attack. Low-key, you know, would be kind of cool. Matthew, I don't know if I missed it. Did you mention if the pink absolute being pink might make it different? Yes, it will. 100% it'll make it different. Yep. James, what do you think about the particle covers? I know so little about particle covers. I know they were a thing in the early 2000s, and I've heard Chris Barnes say stories of like how much they hooked, but I know very little about them. That was before my time, unfortunately. Bruno, my 9-inch Electrify Solid hooks on my house shot. I mean, hey, if it hooks, it hooks. That's awesome. Good for you. That's great. Jack, I'm not a full roller, but I can be. With different releases, my track can go anywhere between my fingers and thumb to a few inches away. Yeah, and usually when you roll it differently, it'll do different things. Absolutely. Don, I full roll for my spares. I can tell you by the oil rings. Oh, absolutely. 100%. That's fair. That's pretty common amongst a lot of people. Let's see. How many 300 games do you have from Ken? Between 5 and 10 somewhere. Is where I was at. Yeah, somewhere in that range. Bowling or something. Got to tell you, Radical is really good for speed dominant two-handing. No, I could see that. I bet Radical. I mean, Radical's still a great company. They still probably make good stuff. It's just you don't see it ever. The staffers don't throw it, and reviewers never keep it in their bag very long. So it's probably good, but it's probably not, it probably is more niche than the other companies, which is okay. Ooh, what did Ricky say? Did I miss something? Chris, what are your thoughts on the IQ Tour? Solid. One of the best bowling balls ever made. Still hands down. 100% one of the best bowling balls ever made. Weak and smooth now. A little quicker than it was in the past, but still weak smooth. Ricky, what did you end up saying? I missed it. I see Eddie saying, Ricky, I agree. I want to hear his thoughts. So re-put whatever you threw in there, and I'll let you know. But Rob D, a friend of mine who is a local Brunswick staffer who was at USBC Open with Butters, said he had 3 of your most hated radical balls drilled 3 different ways. The direct hit. I mean, yeah. But Buttra always throws weird stuff too when it's his choice. If he can't throw a purple or doesn't throw a purple, he throws some wonky stuff. He has a weird ball roll, so I could see that being good at the Open Championships if you wanted to play up the gutter. So I guarantee he played up the 1 or 2 board, put a bunch of surface on it, and just hit the pocket a lot and raked in the bracket money. Guaranteed that's what he did. Made it like a much worse urethane. G9 Sneak, what's the better between Pearl Sims and Pearl A-Sims? It depends on the situation. Absolutely. A Pearl Sim is going to be better, or Pearl Sim is going to be better when the lanes need to are transitioned a little more. There's a little more friction. That's when they excel. Pearl A-Sim can be used on the fresh. I think Pearl A-Sim is best on a house shot. Best bowling ball you can have on a house shot. But otherwise, yeah. Otherwise, it depends. It all depends. Gabriel, what's the Brunswick and Nick show? Oh, Radical puts on a podcast where those guys just complain for 2 hours straight. And which is oddly sponsored by Brunswick. I can't believe that they let that happen. It still baffles me. Steven, does the mix perform better than polyester on spares? No, not really. I mean, I think plastic is better, but the mix is fine. It's shiny urethane, really weak urethane, so it just depends on what you want to use. If I could choose, I always choose plastic, which I should buy a new plastic ball. I might try to find another overseas one. Let's see, Ricky, right here. Oh, Eddie, OG High Road still the GOAT Storm Ball? No, not at all. No. The original High Road hasn't been like a staple for probably like 7 years. I wouldn't say 7. Yeah, I'd say 7 years, probably since like 2018, 2019. The ball was good, but the High Road Pearl took over and was dominating. And now the High Road just doesn't, I don't know. It's good for a lot of people for house shots, but it's not a ball that's really sought after. I don't think so. Let's see, where are we at? Quick reminder for anybody who's just joining us or has joined us in the last 30 to 40 minutes. If you can, make sure to drop a subscription or a follow, depending on whatever platform you're on. It's completely free and the best way to help support me for all these videos, help support the channel so I can keep pumping out 3 to 4 videos per week on YouTube or 2 TikToks per day. Or 1 short form content video per day on Instagram and Facebook. It's a huge thank you for everybody who's helped support us so far. We're making strides in bowling, which is crazy. We've had a lot of higher ups in bowling who know who we are, which is wild, absolutely crazy. So that's been so cool to see. So huge thank you to all of you for helping us get to that point so far in this crazy game. And my main goal here is to help you guys either be better bowlers, make better decisions, and just find bowling balls that work best for you. So any way we can do that, any way I can do that for even more bowlers is always a positive. Otherwise, make sure to drop a like if you haven't as well on either platform. Double tap the screen on TikTok. Otherwise, there's a nice little like button like that direction over on YouTube. Let us keep going. Josh, speed dominant, average to low revs. Is there an overlap with the Ion Max Exotic Gem, Optimum Idol Pearl, Duo, IQ AI, and Gremlin? There actually isn't. No, that's a pretty good arsenal, man. You did good, Josh. Nice job. Will, I have an IQ AI and thinking about getting the Ember. No, I think the Ember is a little bit earlier and smoother is what I'm seeing. That's where I see it. Matthews, EVL, have you seen the new Epic bowling shoes? I have seen the new Epic shoes. They look really cool. Double boa, what are they called? Like the twist thingies. I don't even know what they're called, man. But the double boa system is interesting. I think it's going to be really cool. They're super cheap right now. I don't know how they're getting them so cheap. I don't know how Bowler Smart is getting any of that epic bowling stuff for so cheap, in all honesty. I know they sent them out to a bunch of content creators. Unfortunately, I was not on that list. Bowler Smart, my heart hurts. Thought we had something special, but no. But they look really cool. I'm excited to see them compared to like Dexter and KR. I'm still a big KR fan at the end of the day. That's what I have. That's what I've almost always had. I had a pair of Dexters as my last shoe. Was not a big fan, where my new KRs are awesome. So I'm excited to see how they do. I'm very excited to see if they're able to keep going. Let's see. Jaybird, what's going on, man? Good to see you. Bruno, it's more like 6.5, but tall as hell. Still, anything over 5.5 is crazy. Dan Tippett, what category would I be? 325 revs and 14 mile an hour for speed. I think you're rev dominant. Yeah, you're fairly rev dominant. Sea Lance, what's up? Let's catch back up over here. Find that Red Storm Ice. I don't know if they have it anymore, man. Let me look. Bowling Asylum. There was a blue IQ. Yeah, this guy, a blue IQ. There's ones left. $350. There's a blue IQ, Storm Blue IQ. It is R2X Nano. It's slightly stronger R2S, but with Nano in it. It looks gorgeous. It looks like a Sapphire IQ. It's $350. Are you kidding me? They bumped that up so much. What about the new lock? The new lock is $350. Why? Why is it so expensive? Yeah, there is no Storm Ice. That's very sad. Oh, hate to see it, folks. Hate to see it. Dawn, particle balls are ultra soft. I picked one up in 99 and 2000, lasted 35 to 50 games. It didn't last a full season. Chunks out the ball every week. That is wild. That is so wild. Xander, do you think the Theorem Solid is a good replacement for the Evoke? Yes, absolutely. It's going to be a little cleaner, a little quicker, but yes, that's a very good comparison. Purple Rain, can applying polish by hand be effective? Not really effective, but viable if you need it. Polish is generally deemed best if you can put it on a spinner. That's always going to be better. Ajax, if I need a sub for Traveling League down in Owatonna, would you be down to sub? Potentially. Depends on the week. Depends if there's other tournaments that I've committed to or anything like that, but maybe. Ricky, Ember is so good. Dude, I love my Ember. I love that thing so much. Byron, favorite strong sharp ball for a house shot? I like the Equinox right now on it. I think the Evoke Hysteria is really good as well. Those are two of my favorites. Matthew, what KRs do you have? I have the Gladiators, the TPC Gladiators. I got them for like 160. I think they're on sale or something. Highly recommend. And I did learn when I was at this Classic Products trade show last week from a lot of the guys who are buying shoes and bags and selling those, that this is going to be the lowest price we will ever have again on shoes and bags. So big thing to be wary of is the price is never going down. So it's only going to go up from here. Let's see, Jack, you should get an OTB plastic ball with your logo on it. I've never been a fan of the Visiballs. Just not, I like the regular ones better. So I like having my own Shammies too. I don't know if I'd like my own plastic ball. I just need my own actual bowling ball, right? Companies, hit me up. James, Radical will get more sales if they get rid of that yellow background. Dude, agreed. Get rid of the yellow. God, I hate it. Watch this. Watch this for a minute. All right, you're seeing my face, all right? Let's go Radical Bowling. Yep. No Radical. Radical Bowling. It's so bright. Why? Who thought that was a good design? Whoever thought that bright yellow, like, yeah, we want to blind our customers with a bright, just bumblebee yellow. We want them to not read a single thing on the page because it's radical. Like, no, just make it normal, please. I beg you. Whenever I'm talking about a radical ball, you can just watch my face just get bright because of it. Ugh. Justin Castro, do you have an alternate for the Purple Hammer Reactive that's now discontinued? Not really. I would, man, what would be good there? Turbo X is going to be a little strong. Hustle Earth is kind of close. Those are about your only options. Let's see. Yeah, Dancing Duos. What's your highest game? Yeah, I've shot 300s, multiple 300s. Kickstand Kurt. See, the Hustle BRY is 87. That's kind of crazy. That's kind of cool. Didn't know that. George Widmer, I was digging through some stuff and found an undrilled ball I bought before I stopped bowling in 09. Elite Bowling. Never heard of it. I love that, though. That's crazy. The Aggie, think about a dual, Eternity, Origin, Green Identity, and Ion Pro. Okay, I like that. A lot of shiny, but that's okay. Oh, Elite Eclipse. Still never heard of it. Don, I used Dexter for 40 years. I just ordered a pair of Brunswick shoes today. All right, good luck. Oh, Gengar. Thank you so much for the $10 super chat, man. Welcome, welcome. Thank you so much for the super chat. Great Pokemon to pick. I was just using a Gengar in my Pokemon playthrough earlier today. Still the GOAT. Just got a Road Warrior today. High ball speed lefty. If I only bring 3 bowling balls to League, what would be the best between the Ion Max Phase 2, Black Widow Mania, and Road Warrior? You said high ball speed lefty. I would recommend... Oh, man. I like what you... I would recommend excluding the Road Warrior for now. Try it out for a week. See if you can go without it. See if you would need it at any point. And then next week, you can switch it around for whatever ball you don't think is usable. Just switch it with the Road Warrior would be my recommendation. But I think excluding the Road Warrior is best for now. So thank you again for that $10 super chat. Amazing Pokemon to pick your username off of. Also, 10 out of 10. Austin, what should I add to my arsenal? Ion Max... Oh, Ion Max Pearl, Hyperdrive Pearl, or Equinox Solid. We don't know if those are bowling balls that are coming stateside yet. If they are, I'm most hyped for the Equinox Solid. If they are true. Land of 10,000 10 pins. Yeah, I'm in Minnesota. Yep, I do live in the Minnesotas. And was the Swag Black Dragon good to try? Super, super early, super, super smooth. Very early, very smooth, very, very slow. Byron, I'm local to you too. Would love one of those ZVL chamois. Hey, if we ever meet up, yeah, absolutely. I'd love to get you one. I have like 10 of them still that I have like personally with me, and then we have a bunch still on DH Lab. Let's see, nothing. I need a bowling ball. Do you have 9-pound ball? 9 pounds gonna be kind of tough. You'll basically be using a plastic ball, which is okay. It's a little cheaper. Trevor, was the solid high road any good? Not in the slightest. That thing sucked. The shiny ones were better. Trevor, no, we hit you. TJ, you should set up a new poll on what brand has the catchiest ball name. Ooh. I like that. I'm gonna write that down. I really like that, man. Let's see. Catchiest. Write down. Catchiest ball name. Catchiest ball name poll. All right. I see. DeJoe, I hand polish my equipment. You need to be dedicated and patient. Yeah, you need to be... Yeah, it's a slow process by hand. It's possible, but it's slow. Same here. I'm from Asante, Cambridge. That is. If I could spell Cambridge right. Oh, nice. Okay. Northern Twin City, or north of the cities. Okay, dope. That's awesome. Yofo, Hysteria versus Mania. I think Hysteria right now. Zach's ball would be the Tall Boys. Love that. Zach's first ball would be called the Caffeinated. Oh, I'm so in. I'm so in. Put the Monster logo on it. Let's make it a collab. I'm in. Jaybird, if you're going from no thumb to thumb in a ball, should you plug and re-drill or just drill the thumb? I'd recommend drilling the thumb for one of them and see how it reacts. If you don't like it, don't do it. Don't throw it. Try something different. Josh, any recommendation for an exotic gem replacement? Origin. Do you think the Ion Max Pearl could fill that slot? I don't know anything about that Domination at all. I think it has a massive core, which is what the exotic had, so that could be a good option. And I mean, the Ion Max Pearl, we don't know if it's even a ball yet, let alone what the cover stock is. So not really sure on that one. Owen, thank you for the follow over on TikTok. Appreciate it. Make sure to drop a follow if you're new here and you're not following already. Sometimes TikTok and YouTube will unsubscribe you or unfollow you, so make sure that's not the case so you can keep getting all of our videos. John Romero, are you on Lane Talk so we can bowl against you? Ooh, I should do that. I might have to do that. I'm trying to find something to do for league season to like bring everybody together. So I do have a bowling Discord. Make sure to check my descriptions on everything to be able to join that Discord. I want to do something for league. I want to do, my plan right now is that I have you guys pick the bowling balls I bring every week. So I bowl league every week, either 3 games or 6 games, depending on if I have to bowl a second league. Josh Luke, thank you so much for the follow on TikTok as well. Really appreciate it, man. So I want to do something where I have you guys pick my ball. So like if you guys want me to throw a cove for a week, we throw a cove. Or if we do torpedo direct hit, you guys want me to suffer, we can do that. So I think I'm going to do that on my Discord is going to be the easiest place. So make sure to come check out the Discord. But I want to do some more stuff for League this year. Absolutely. And Radical Snapshot has to be the best name. No, it is an okay name. I do like the name. Matthew, I really like my Typhoon. King Richard, thank you so much for the follow as well. Appreciate it, man. Welcome, welcome. Matthew, I really like my Typhoon. What do you recommend as a ball up? Oh, Ember. Ember or High Road 40. One of those two will be best. And John Luke, question for you. Got a Supra GT. Where would it fit between the Shock, the Maxwell Hybrid, and the Phase 2? It would fit after all of them. It's going to be the weakest and sharpest of all of those bowling balls you mentioned. Definitely. Storm DNA season long. No, I got rid of my DNA. It's gone. You can't even pick it anymore. Ha. And where do you get your balls drilled? I actually drill my own in down in Owatonna. So Owatonna, Minnesota, I actually work at that pro shop. So I've drilled my own equipment for 6 years now. I work at that shop, Champions Pro Shop. So if you want to come down and get a ball drilled from me, you definitely can. Emerald, I signed up for Mark Baker's bowling camp in Vegas in October. Hey, that's awesome. That'll be huge. Love to hear that. RJ, is Ember and Scorpion Strike similar? Yeah, they're going to be very similar. Definitely. David Price, Vader versus Thanos. Thanos? Really? No. What? No. That's not even a competition, man. Is it even Thanos without the Infinity Stones? Not even a question. Kayla, thank you so much for the heart me. Welcome, welcome. And I'll send you my DNA. No. No. Please no. Anything but that. Gage, I've been really feeling the Evoke. The Evokes are good. Both Evokes are really good. And they've been in the line for a while. Well, the original was. The Hysteria has only been there for like 6 months. Ricky, torpedo direct hit first week. Oh, I guarantee it. Is the pro shop a spare time seasonal? No, we're open all the time. I just work Tuesdays and I've been in there every week for the last multiple years. I think we had 1 year where we weren't open in the summer, like right when we opened, but that was it. Nightcap, and what exactly does a pearl and hybrid mean? What happens in the manufacturing that's different than a solid? So it is what the cover stock has or what it is made of. So it's either a solid additives, hybrid additives, or solid additives or pearl additives. A hybrid is just a combination of solid additives and pearl additives put together to try to make that hybrid reaction. So that's all it is. It's just something inside of that cover stock is the best way to put it. Take a look at E and BC bowling tournaments. Megalodon oil pattern. What? That is an awesome oil pattern name. E and BC bowling tournament. Megalodon. I found E and BC. I did not find there they are. Emerald, Great White, Sapphire. I love the names of these. 49 feet. 30 mils flat. Play up the gutter. I think up the gutter might be in play on that. Hey, Gengar with another $5 super chat. Thank you so much, man. Bowling at Sunset Station for Winter League. Got my personal best 255 playing up 10 with an Ion Max. Oil is more stretched out there. Hey, that is an awesome game. Nice job. Congrats on the PB. That's awesome. Just throwing an Ion Max up 10. That sounds great. That's one of my favorite lines is being able to do that. I love that. Yofo would love to see a Red Bull ball. Hey, that'd be kind of dope. Big B, what's the benefit of sanctioned leagues? Very little. So a sanctioned league, the main thing is that you get to keep your average. So whatever your average is in that league, it carries over to state, to city tournaments, to various tournaments. And to be able to bowl a lot of USBC tournaments, you have to be sanctioned in some way for that season. So if you aren't, you sometimes can't bowl a lot of stuff. So like your state tournament, you have to be USBC sanctioned. Your city tournament, you have to be sanctioned. Nationals, you have to be sanctioned. USBC Masters, you have to be sanctioned. So there aren't many positives. One of the big ones is supporting bowling to make sure USBC can keep running and doing their thing. But really, there's very little. Yeah, tracks your average. USBC will insurance your prize fund if something goes down. That's a big one as well, is if you have a sketchy tournament director who runs a tournament and then just takes the money and runs, which has happened before. I've seen that a couple of times. This stops it if they're sanctioned. George Widmer, is there such a thing as bowling expos? I'm becoming an accessory junkie. Not really, not much anymore. Bowl Expo is a thing. Junior Gold kind of has that. USBC Nationals has that quite a bit, but that's really about it. Janet, I love my phase 2. I also have an IQ Tour Solid and a Ruby. Would love to have the IQ Tour AI and High Road 40. I would only recommend one of those. One of those bowling balls would be best, not both. They're going to be a little too close together. Let's see. I'll send you my DNA. Yeah. Brooke, tips on the 2024. Yeah, 6 games plus 4 ladder, step ladder. So that one, Brooke, I think straighter was going to be best with a urethane because it is flat. So if you can play up the gutter, stay there. Smooth bowling balls are going to be your best friend. Ken, that sounded really weird. Was still talking about bowling balls. No, this man was trying to give me his DNA. I swear, you guys saw it. He's trying to send me a blood sample. It's crazy. I could not believe that's the first time a viewer has tried doing that. Wild. Did Joe, a top 10 catchiest ball name list would be a direct hit? No, it's not. Hopefully don't torpedo the comment section. Dude, every time I talk smack about that ball, like Brunswick guys knew I talked smack about it and not confronted me, but like poked at it with me. Like, I'm sorry, the ball it's too niche. It's weird. They're selling well, though. They're selling insanely well. That's the part I don't understand. That ball is selling better than almost anything, which makes no sense. The Aggies, I'll take y'all's 14-pound DNAs. Deal. I don't have one, but deal. James, one of my fall leaves will be bowling on the burn, or fall leagues. Have you ever bowled a league on the burn? Yes, and it sucks sometimes because every week is different. That's the big one you have to remember is you're never going to have the same week twice when you're on the burn. It depends who bowled in front of you. So be ready for it to be different week by week, which is kind of fun. Then it changes a lot. David Jones, does practicing on a sport shot make house shots easier? They're two different ball games. In my opinion, sport shots, bowling on sport and bowling on house are two different sports entirely. Two completely different sports. Sport shot, you need to learn how to hit the pocket. The striking is secondary. You need to learn how to hit the 1-3 pocket or the 1-2 pocket as much as humanly possible. That's it. Now, house shots, you're not just wanting to hit the pocket. You need to strike a lot. So it's a different ball game. You're trying to get the most bang for your buck on house shots. You need to strike 9 times a game. Where sport shot, you don't need to strike 6. You can need to strike like 6 times a game. Your goal is just hit the 1-3 and that's it. So yes, there are positives because you need to be more precise with a sport shot. Because if you're not, you're going to be hitting left side of the head pin. You're going to be missing the head pin. House shots, you can miss your spot and be fine if you're in the right bowling ball. In my opinion, house shots aren't, the game of bowling on a house shot isn't easier. It's different. Now, before Sweep the Rack throws me on their thing and calling me dumb, because they will do that once they hear this, what I mean is that doing well on a house shot really means you need to be matching up with the right ball. You need to be predicting the moves a little bit quicker so you don't leave those big splits. That's how you average 700, or that's how you shoot 700, 750, 800. Sport shots, you have more room for error. You don't need to strike so often. So if you end up getting on a bad streak where you go spare, 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 and you miss the pocket 3 times, not a big deal. You climb yourself out of a hole. And if you shoot 160 on a sport shot, you can come back. If you shoot 160 on a house shot and you're like in a house shot tournament, you might as well walk home if your average is like 210, 220. Like you're pretty much locked out at that point. So 2 different ball games at the end of the day. But yeah, don't tell Sweep the Rack about this because They will not like it. They are so anti-house shots. By the way, house shots are not a bad thing. Josh, do you think the Cove is being underrated? Yes, 100%. I hear a lot of talk of the Ember and Gremlin. What's wrong with the DNA? I have one stashed somewhere. So starting off, yes, the Cove is underrated because it doesn't have that big angular motion. Pearl balls sell better. At the end of the day, Cove is super smooth and slow, so it's not going to sell well. It's going to be good for tournaments. It's going to be good for guys who spin it, but it's not really getting the publicity that like the Ember is, because the Ember, it gets down lane, goes sideways, looks a lot cooler. It's going to get you more messengers. You're going to be able to play deeper on the lane. The Cove, you got to play a little straighter. So that's the main reason. Kind of the same reason the Origin EX doesn't do well. Kind of the same reason like some of those bigger, smoother bowling balls don't do well, is because they're just boring. They're good. They hit the pocket a lot, but they're boring, which is unfortunate. And what's wrong with the DNA? The DNA was one of the most poorly marketed balls of all time. It was supposed to be Storm's new big, strong ASIM, but the cover was insanely weak. The cover did not match up to what it was supposed to be. So the ball would it would do weird things all the time. It would roll out. It would never hook. It just was not consistent, which was a big problem. And just call me Dexter. Brooke, thank you. I had to leave YouTube. Oh, no problem, Brooke. Don't worry. Dan, do you have any advice on a layout for a one-hand no thumb? Use the 2LS system. I just had a layout video go live on YouTube. It's a long video, but go skip over to the 2LS portion of it, and you'll learn a little bit about what's best. There's some examples in there as well. JC, where does the High Road 40 fit with a Phase 2 and Idle Pearl? Below both of them. Below them both. Ken, I got to head out. Always appreciative. Oh, yeah, absolutely. Ken, thanks for hopping in, man. Black Sheep, my 900 Global Eternity cracked. What's a good replacement? Equinox. Absolutely Equinox. Jackson, I'm getting a Crown Victory. How would that compare to the Jackal Onyx? It's going to be way weaker and way sharper down lane. Very, very different bowling ball. Lucas, to have a shot on house, you need at least 8 to 9 strike hits a game. Yes, you do. If you don't have that, you're not going to succeed on a house shot, which makes it different. Different in a lot of ways. Some people see it more fun. Some people see it less fun. It's really whatever your vibe is at the end of the day. Doesn't mean one's better or worse. Not at all. Let's see. Demo. What do you think about polishing a Sub-Zero Forge? I've seen a lot of people really like the Sub-Zero Forge polish, so try it out. It doesn't get very angular. It's still very smooth. It just hooks later down lane. Is all it is. Don, have you heard of magnetic pin setters? It isn't a new tech, but it looks like a good mix of cheaper machines while keeping the free fall. So I've seen people talk about them, but I don't think the experimenting has gone into it yet, which is unfortunate. So hopefully we see something in the future. I'd love to see it. I think that's a best of both worlds, but I don't know when or if we will or how tough that is. I don't really know, but hopefully. Big B. Oh, wait. No, Ronald. Sorry, Ronald. Have you heard anything about the Rockstar Pearl? No, but I would love to. I would love for that to replace the Phase AI. I think Storm has too much stuff in that slot right now. Like they have Zen 25, Phase AI, Gremlin, Ember, High Road 40, Ultimate Wrecker, Road Warrior. Like they have way too many symmetrical pearls, or like medium of the road symmetrical or medium of the road pearls in that category right now. Rob D, and week after week, the direct hit slander continues. I will be on that hill forever. You will never get me off that hill. I will even throw the ball and I'll still hate it. I do need to throw it more. Still have it in my garage. Big B, I think I like the names of Motoballs best. I think their logos are a little better. They put a little more into like the cool factor of things. Like they make them look a little cooler. Trevor, what is the worst Storm ball out right now? Ooh, let's open the Storm website quick and see what is the worst Storm bowling ball. Storm did change their website a lot, which is interesting. I don't know if it's good or not. It's quick. It's a little... Oh, it has loading problems. Uh-oh, Storm, no. Man, this website takes a while. They're trying to load too many things at one time is what it is. They're trying to load a picture of every single ball right off the bat, which is not great. I might make a video on this. It'd be cool. What is the worst one? The level's not great. IQ 78 is awful. I think that's low. Phase AI is not good. What else is on here? Man, this website is really struggling right now, man. They are trying to load so many things at one time. Storm, what are you doing, man? They probably paid a lot of money for this. I'm going to go IQ 78. IQ 78 is still worst. If you want a non-urethane, I would go Phase AI. I just don't think the Phase AI is kept up as well as people wanted it to. David Jones, I do like the shape of the cove. I just need to figure out what line it likes. Yeah, no, absolutely. It did take me about 5 or 10 games, and then it calmed down a little bit and found a really cool zone where I think it's going to be a really good house shot ball is what I'm hoping for. I used it to practice on a couple new house shots that we're trying out, and it was money. Didn't matter what I did, didn't matter where I threw it. It was striking a lot. Charmaine, what do you think about the Typhoon? Is it good for dry lanes? Absolutely. That's the best spot for it. Big B Cove reminds me of an exponent. It's a beefier exponent, I think. I think it's a little bit beefier. James, have you ever bowled on a scratch league? I've subbed on one once or twice, but that's it. I haven't done any more than that, unfortunately. So it's just not, it just isn't anything. There aren't many around me. I'd love to, but there just aren't many around me. Also, TikTok, huge thank you to get to 10,000 likes today. Really appreciate that. A couple people must be spamming. I love you for that. Thank you so much, whoever's doing that. Really, really appreciate it. Let's see, and then Emerald. I went to a new bowling alley, and I couldn't tell if it was just a challenging oil pattern, if it was a super casual place. Could not find any hook. That's one of the craziest things with switching bowling centers is just trying to strike somewhere else is tough. It can be really, really tough at times, which is wild. It makes it fun. It makes you a better bowler. Crispy Bayleaf. I love that name. Wait, hold on. If that's a play on Pokemon Bayleaf, nice job. If it's not, still nice job. Interesting. So the shape a strong ball makes is more of a gentle arc. Yes, correct. Absolutely. 100% that. What does house shot mean? Is that just an oil pattern they lay down when you're not playing League? No, that's actually the pattern they use for League. It is an easier oil pattern to make your scores higher, help you be able to strike more is what a house shot is. Versus what we call a sport shot or a challenge shot is a tougher oil pattern. That's what like the PBA guys bowl on or you bowl on in tournaments where you have less room for error, where it's going to be harder to strike, harder to hit the pocket. Jonathan, the Primal Ghost looks so good. Here, let's do a quick poll quick. Let's do a quick, very unofficial ZVL poll because everything we do here is very unofficial. Are you guys hyped about the Primal Ghost? Like, motive person or not, are you excited about the Primal Ghost or not? What are your thoughts? I want to hear it. I'll keep answering questions, but I want to hear it. Jackson is a yes, okay? But I want to know, do you guys care at all? Because I've seen a lot less hype than I was expecting. R. Chillin says yes. Matthew, yes. Jason, yes. Nightcapping is a pass. Motive is a little too smooth for Brian. John is a no. Okay. So we're a little more yeses than nos right now. Rob is a yes over on YouTube. Okay. John is a nah, not really. Okay. So yes for Ace. Jackson, I don't think I will buy it, but I think it's cool. Okay. We'll stick with that. We'll count that. Like, I'm not going to buy it either. So I feel that completely. Very pricey ball. CR15 is a so-so. Kickstand Kurt, the colors killed it. That was my big worry. That was my big concern. Ricky, I'd rather have the Steel Forge. James is a yes. JC, I would be, but I have a Ghost of Shock and a Primal Rage. Oh, yeah, you probably don't need it then. Nerd, I just bought the Steel, so I can't justify it. Absolutely, makes sense. Eric, interested as a Rev Dominant tweener. Okay. Jess V Boss, yes. Okay. Yeah, the price point... like here, we're gonna run an experiment now. Shout out BowlerSmart. Use our BowlerSmart affiliate link if you want to buy anything from them. But let's look up here. Phase 2 is on the main page. 150. Okay. How about a GB5? Pretty similar bowling ball in my opinion. 140 right now. That's still insane. Why is that ball so cheap? The GB5 Pearl is 120. Come on, man. It's crazy. Big Mike, am I excited? Yes, but Will I buy it when I can buy a Phase 2 or Rockstar? Exactly. Phase 2, we said. What about, I think the Rockstar is still 175. No, it's 165. Oh, okay. That's new. Okay. Rockstar, 165. Stealth mode. What's the stealth mode right now? 140. That ball is so cheap. Why? You know, let's go to my GOAT, the Effect Tour. Effect Tour is still 195, so that one's still super pricey. So not great in that regard, but still, $200 is a lot. $200 is very tough for that ball. So yeah, Bowling Nerd says it pretty perfectly. Hey, Crispy Bailey, thank you so much for the follow, by the way. Appreciate it. Really, really appreciate it. Thank you. Let's see. Let's read a couple more. Sofer, have always been a Storm guy. Recently bought the EJX Jackal and really like it. Good. That's awesome. Jackson, I'm not much of a Motive guy. The only ball I like from them is the Onyx. And I like it, but not like Brunswick. Jace, what do you think of two-handed bowlers? Oh, yeah. Two-handed bowling is great. Awesome. Let's see. Any more on YouTube? Big Mike, yeah, I hit you. Bike. Cove is a great ball. Drilled mine pinned down. Thinking of buying another one. That's awesome. Michael, too high of a price point. Big B, no, I'm with you, and I don't like that they've used the same colorway. Obeek is a yes on Primal Ghost, though. Janet, no, I have a Primal Shock and a Jackal already. David, it's a steal for the GB5 Pearl. It's so dumb. Why? Melts, I feel like it's too niche. Josh is a no. We're pretty close to 50-50 right now on if you're hyped or not. And I was expecting, like, when I saw that leak of the the Primal Ghost 2-ish weeks ago, when people were hitting me up that it came out and then we got our big Pro Shop bowling book and it was already in there, I was like, this is the ball. This is the ball that everyone is going to adore from Motive. They've had a couple like mess the last couple of times, like just for hype wise. They're still good bowling balls, but just not as crazy as the beginning of the year. So I thought this is what's going to do it. And then everyone's like, meh. I wonder if the colorway would have been like a little more in your face, if that would have changed things. I'm very curious. I wish that's like one of those Marvel what if situations. I'd be very curious to see that. Bayleaf, my first ball is a Scorpion Strike, and I'm a one-hand no thumb. Oh, nice. How good did I do? Very good. I love the Scorpion Strike. I think that's one of the best Pearl balls of 2024. It was top 3 Pearl balls. Brian, I think the GB5 release date hurt the ball. Yeah, it did. It did. And the GB5 Pearl or the GB Pearls never do well. They never sell that great. GB4 Pearl, same way. GB4 Hybrid, money, super cheap, by the way. How much is the GB4 Hybrid right now? Let's check. GB4 Hybrid is 125 right now. Wow. I can't believe that ball hasn't been discontinued. Kind of crazy. It's got to be selling well. The Steel Forge feels more versatile from Bowling Nerd. Huh. Okay. More than the EJ. The EJ Jackal is super strong, so that makes sense that it's a little more usable. The EJ needs a lot of oil, is what it seems like, which fits. Let's see. Melts. Yep, new to niche. Josh said no. Don copping a stealth mode. Hey, there you go, Don. Did Joe? I have an effect tour and a stealth mode, so no, but it's pretty. Me gusta. Big Mike, I think the Primal Ghost should have been black and white instead of the exact colorway. Ooh, that could have been kind of clean. That could have been really cool. A black and white. Man, that would have been kind of dope. I would not have hated that at all, man. I like that idea. Big Mike, you want a job at a ball company? Starting a ball company next week. You're in. I understand what they're doing with matching the colorway. Yeah, I know. It's one of the first times that I've seen a ball mimic a colorway like that in the same company. Like the Infinity Quest, for example, just came out. It mimics the Ion Max colorway to a certain degree. That's fine. Different ball companies, but I never see the same ball company have the same colorways. Kind of crazy. Kind of weird. Like if we had the Phase AI colors on that Primal Ghost, whew, that would have been awesome. Would have been absolute fire. See, Adam Miller, I'm waiting for EB bangers from last year to go bargain. Real time in the one. The real time is cheaper right now, if I remember right. Pretty sure. I'm pretty sure it's like 130 question mark. Yeah, don't prove me wrong. 140. Oh, it's still 140. The one Reverb, I think, was cheap as well. Or is that still? Yeah, it was 160 now. So the Reverb is already down like 30 bucks from what it originally was. Rolling with Cable Guy. Thank you for the follow. Appreciate it, man. Appreciate it. John, would you recommend the Steel Forge or the Evoke Hysteria? Two-hand Rev Dominant. The hard thing is they're kind of close. I think Evoke Hysteria is still better. It's just has a little more... It's had more results so far, both on amateur and professional levels. So I would go with that right now. If you ask me in 2 months, the answer might change. But as of today, I would go Evoke Hysteria. Andrew, hey boss, what's your take on the S2? Attention Star S2 is good. It just isn't flashy. It's a good, strong, and smooth bowling ball. It has that Attention Star shape, just very smooth and slow. So it's good. It's just not special, not incredibly amazing or anything. I would go with that if you need a ball between your Ion Max and Equinox. I think that's a good option. Origin, that, or the Physics Blackout. Let's see, where were we at? James D. Do you see many lefties that are low axis rotation and tilt that are rev dominant? All the PBA guys. Check out any of the PBA guys. They will be low axis tilt, low axis rotation, and be rev dominant. All of them will be. Big B, the color guy, had the day off that day. He was taking his summer vacation. He was taking his pre-Labor Day vacation. Makes sense. Don, the DNA coil and the phase 2 colors are similar. They are pretty similar. The DNA was bright though. The phase 2 at the time was still a little dull, and that the DNA coil was super bright. I remember people talking about that though when the coil came out, like, hey, this is the same colorway as the P2. David Jones, wasn't there a recent Brunswick ball that had the almost identical colorway and pattern? Blue and orange. Atlas Hybrid, and you're right, there was. Oh, it was the Atlas Hybrid and something. What was it? It was, I should remember this. Was it the snapshot? You're right. I think it was a snapshot. Man, we were just talking about that pile of doo-doo too. Not the hybrid. Wait, was it the hybrid one? Yeah, it was a snapshot hybrid. Oh, and it was a power hitter too. Yeah, it was. Yeah, the power hitter, Atlas hybrid, and the snapshot, all very similar colorways. You are correct. Gabriel, 162, 211, 163. Is that a good score for someone who hasn't bowled in a while? Absolutely. Thank you, Radlegs, by the way, on TikTok for helping us out with that, with the snapshot and the power hitter. Appreciate that, man. Tony Miller, what do you think of the Hazmat Pearl? Underrated. Pretty good. Super strong. It's basically the Zen 25 of Brunswick, is what I see it as. Really good. I like it. Big Mike, snapshot, Atlas hybrid. Yep. NorCal, I'm looking to get a strong, smooth ball to complement my phase 2. What would you suggest? Medium rev rate, lower speed. Strong, smooth. I don't want to go hyperdrive. That might be a little too strong. I don't want to go Origin EX either. That might be a little too close. I think I would go hyperdrive. You need a strong, smooth, go hyperdrive, or the Physics Blackout. Physics Blackout is another option because you can change that ball. It's pretty versatile. You can put some polish on it to make it a little quicker if it isn't working when dull. So I would go Physics Blackout. It's also cheaper right now. Now that we're looking up prices, I'm just going to look them up everywhere. 160. Yeah, 160 bucks on Bowler's Mart. So if you use your ZVL Bowling link, 160 bucks and it's yours. And Vincent, any guesses on the next tour ball coming out from Hammer? My head immediately went to an Effect Tour Pearl. I very much expected that by the end of the summer. I think that was a prediction I had when we were in like April or May. But the colorway that they showed was not bright. It didn't seem bright, which is weird. Now, all they do is just put a black filter on it, like a darker filter on it, and just tone it down. So maybe it is going to be super bright, but that would be what I would guess. But Brunswick does not do a good job at hyping their bowling balls or teasing them in any way, shape, or form. So I don't really know. I hope it's an Effect Tour Pearl. If it is, I'm going to buy 3 of them. Maybe not 3, but. All right, let's see. We are going to do a last call for questions right now. Last call for questions. We're around 8 o'clock already. This went super fast. But last call for questions. Remember, if you're new here, make sure to hit the subscribe button or make sure to hit the follow button on whatever platform you're on. It's the best way to help support the channel, help me continue to make a couple or 3 to 4 videos per week on YouTube, 2 videos per day on TikTok, and 1 video per day on Instagram and Facebook. Otherwise, make sure to drop a like. Huge thank you to everybody that's liked the stream so far. Really, really appreciate that side of things. That's been helping out an absolute ton. But let's hit the last couple of questions from you guys to see what we are going to end with. So Jackson is trying to get his sister into bowling. So should I get her the twist or the rhino? Go with the rhino. Go with the rhino. It'll hook a little bit more. So if she wants to try hooking it, that option's there. Mr. 87, what would you suggest for a burnt, low volume 44-foot house shot? It's long, so there's probably going to be a lot of oil in the middle of the lane. I think weaker and smooth balls are going to be best. Cove, Turbo X, Venom Shock are all going to be good. Jackson, what should I replace my blue hammer with? If it's the new blue, then if it's the new blue, there really isn't much in that spot. If it's an old blue hammer, just get a purple. Donald B, Primal Ghost going to be a crazy sell. I thought so, but hype is not really there. Like in our very unofficial poll that we just did, it was about 50-50 on hype for that ball. So I think it'll do well. I don't know how well though. R Chillin', what do you think is a good motive house shot ball for California? I know California doesn't put out much oil is what I've heard. So I think like a Evoke Hysteria is always money. Otherwise like a Black Venom could be really good for you. Jace, how good is the Summit Ascent? I think the Summit Ascent is awesome. I thought it was really good. It was just severely underrated. It came out at an awful time. I believe it dropped in April or June. I don't remember which month. It was in that like late springtime, and it was good. It was a great house shot ball. It just didn't do well, unfortunately. Jerry, favorite bowling center? Why is it Reno? I'm a big South Point fan. I really like South Point. I've only bowled at Reno once, so it's kind of hard to say if it's Reno. And did I do bad there? No, I did fine there, I think. Yeah, I did okay there. Not great. I think I was like a mid 17 or a low 17 and left a lot of pins out there. No, Reno is the coolest by far. South Point has been the most fun for me to bowl at though. User purple hammer good for beginners? No, do not go with a purple for a beginner. No, I would recommend early, a low end ball, you know, tropical surges, rhinos, things like that. Mad Hatter got the new Primal Ghost on the way. Hey, there we go. We got somebody getting it. Awesome. LSK, two-handed speed dominant. You got the Sublime Focus and the High Road for 40. Have an Ion, also have an Origin that I love. That's a good 3-ball arsenal right now. I like it. You could get a ball that's below the Sublime, like an Ion Pro or an IQ Tour, or, you're speed dominant. If you're speed dominant, yeah, I would go like, oh man, what would be below that? Ion Pro Solid could be really good for you, honestly. I know it's a little pricey, but I think that could be a play. Big B, good stream. Thank you, Big B. Appreciate it. Larry Tripp, what are your thoughts on the Cypher Pearl? No, stay away from the Cypher Pearl. No. Nope. Do not avoid it. Find the longest pole you can. Stay that far away from it. No, it's not that bad. It's fine. It's not special. There's better bowling balls at better price points. So I'd avoid it personally. There's better options, like I said. Sean K, every time I get a new ball, I gravitate to SPI, but I end up getting a hammer at the last minute. Bubblegum Vibe was with it, though. Bubblegum Vibe is awesome. Delivery to Joe, do you get a kickback if we get mystery balls? Yes. If you click that link and then buy literally anything, I get a 5% kickback. So huge thank you if you do. David Jones, I've been looking for a retro bowling shirt to match the Cove. Oh, retro might be tough. I know a lot of the jersey companies are selling jerseys with that colorway. They always do it with new bowling balls, but retro might be tough. TJ, Scorpion Striker, Hazmat. If you're speed dominant, Hazmat Pearl, otherwise Scorpion. Don, thanks for the chat. Absolutely, Don. Thanks for hopping in again. I picked up the Cypher Solid on Blowout. Meh. That ball was unfortunately very meh after it came out. I was hyping it up a little bit when it first released. It seemed really good, and then it just kind of didn't do much. Crazy White Dude. Columbia 300 Pulse on long sport. Yeah, that's going to be the best spot for it. It's just a strong, solid ball. Just very highly priced. But yes. Scott, another excellent show. Absolutely. Scott, thank you for hopping in again. I'm glad you're able to hop in all these times. Josh, I'm one of the rare ones that didn't match up well with the phase 2. I felt the idle is quite long. What's a sim solid that's strong and sharp? From Storm, your only option left is the Rockstar. I don't know how you're gonna find strong and sharp. You might have to go with like an RST hyperdrive for well, even the hyperdrive isn't much there. I'd go Origin, honestly. You might have to stay away from the solid sim line. You want something with that. Adam Miller, yeah, we hit Gengar. Can I play my Road Warrior straight? Oh, absolutely, yeah. No, I mean the Road Warrior can play well from straighter as well, from deeper. Derek just bought the 3D Assault, Ion Pro Solid, Outer Limit Solid, Old Balls or Magic Gem, Widowmania, IQ Tour, no on the Jackal. Good to know yet. Bowling or something, how long did it take to get your first 300? I think I was 18. I really started bowling like more when I was like 16. It was very quick. I think I averaged like 190 at the time. I mean, if it tells you anything, my series was a 650. I shot 300, 170, 180. And I was just piping it up the 10 board. That's all I did. So was it lucky? 100%. Yeah. So it was quicker than most, but it's a lot of it's a little luck based. I didn't leave any 10 pins. I didn't leave any bone 9s. I didn't have much of a rev rate at the time. So Ralphie, my local house shot is Kegel Cupcake. Oh, that's not a thing. No, that was a custom shot. 100%. Absolutely was custom and they gave it a name. Joe, just randoms. What's a good entry level ball? Tropical Surges are awesome. Hustles, Vibes, all of those are great. IQ is great from Andrew. Leo, what's a good high friction house bowling ball? You have a Vibe, Phase AI, Phase 2. Something below the Phase 2 could be good, like a Hustle or something. Bowling or something, trying to learn to pipe it up 10 with 480. Good luck with a 480 rev rate. Good luck. Jess, have the Cypher Solid and as a two-handed righty. Works good for sport. That's kind of where it's best. It's so smooth. JC, if you didn't like the Phase 2, hit it with 2 or 3K. Absolutely. Big Mike, you should ask your guys at Bowlers Mart why there's no wish list. Ooh, I've never thought of that. Yeah, I can definitely check it with them. See what they've got. See if they've got any info on why or how easy it is to implement something like that. And last question is going to be from Dennis. Great show once again. I have both an old one. I have both. Old one is Zen Master, and I have Phase 2. The numbers are almost identical. Do I need both? You do not need both, but the Phase 2 is going to be sharper. They are going to be different enough. Also, Bowling Nerd, thank you for the gold medal. Really appreciate that, man. Thanks for the gift. Everyone, by the way, if you're on TikTok, even if you're on YouTube and you have a TikTok account, go check out the Bowling Nerd. He has some of the coolest content. He's popping off more than any bowling creator right now on that app. So go give him a follow. Go give him everything that you can. He has some awesome stuff. Otherwise, with that, I think we're pretty much through everything. So I want to give a huge thank you to everybody. If you haven't, make sure to drop a subscription, make sure to drop a follow. Best way to help the channel. Otherwise, we have a lot of cool videos coming. I assume there's a Storm announcement on Friday. We're going to stay tuned for that. We'll have a video out on YouTube right at noon is our hope. And then we're going to have one on TikTok very soon before that. So make sure to check it out. We'll see what Storm is dropping this week. We might have some Brunswick announcements. Otherwise, next week, we have our balanced bowling arsenal coming. We also have a fun series where we're going to say the top 5 league balls from every single brand, all 3 of the major manufacturers. What are the league balls you need to look for this upcoming season? That's going to be super helpful if you just didn't bowl all summer and you want to catch back up. There are some really good balls on this list, and I give the reasons why they're actually good. But if you guys enjoy these, yeah, make sure to drop a follow again. Thank you guys all so much. TikTok, we're going to say goodbye to you first. TikTok, huge thank you. I will see you on the next one. Bye-bye. All right, we are done with TikTok. And finally, we are with the YouTubes. YouTube and Twitch. Unfortunately, Facebook did not connect for some reason. Thank you guys all so much for hopping in. Really appreciate it. Like I said, we have a lot of fun videos coming this week. Thank you guys all for the awesome support, making this just a super fun and positive live stream. It's always the best part about these. But thank you guys. I will see you guys on the next one. See ya.